Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. This is Concrete Step Pour Part 4. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I did this front entrance staircase. This is part 4 of a series of videos that I'm doing on this concrete front entrance. In this video, what I'm doing is just continuing to place and finish the concrete on these steps. And what I'm going to do is just show you some of the ways that I finish the concrete and some of the techniques I use. Just in case you're into doing concrete, maybe there's something you might learn. If there's anything that you want to share from the video, please feel free to leave comments. Thanks guys, and let's get started. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm just hand packing the surface. In the previous video I vibrated that top step and did some other things, and just basically I explained prior to this is just placing in these tight areas where there's not a lot of room to work with shovels. Using your gloves is a great option. You know, working with your hands is excellent for this type of application, and you can really feel out how much volume you're putting in and out of the steps. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just packing the bottom of the step. There was some extra concrete in this bottom step, and now I'm just pulling out the extra and packing at the bottom of the step here. So one thing I like to do as I'm working is just clean off the forms to try to get any of that extra concrete that's stuck to the forms. Get it off now, because in another day that concrete's going to set up. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just vibrating the concrete, and I'm basically going to go around the perimeter of that slab and just lightly vibrate it. And as I'm pulling the vibrator out, I'm just hitting the surface a little bit. Now this Dewalt vibrator has been an excellent tool to have for small projects like this, and I highly recommend it for any contractors or anybody doing their own concrete work. This tool's been great for me. Alright, so what I got here is it's a magnesium float, and this one is actually from Marshalltown. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going to start troweling the top of the step, and really just going to flatten it out. You know, the key to what I'm doing right now is that I'm just adding in bits and bits. Some areas might be a little bit low, so basically what I'm doing is making sure that this step is going to be flat and it's going to be sloping towards the street. And some of the techniques that you're going to see is just that sort of circular motion that I use. When you're troweling concrete like this, basically one of the best ways to get the concrete flat is to run it circular. So if you have a little hump in that step, you know, that circular sort of motion is going to wear down that hump and flatten it all out for you. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually floating out the bottom step And this is where those gloves come in handy. Areas that you just can't get with the trowel, you can just reach in, grab the concrete, pull it out, and throw it on the bottom slab area there. Now I'm just picking up some of the concrete I put down on the ground earlier. I find it's really important to have piles of concrete laying around where you can just scoop it up from. It'll save you time, and when you're installing these steps, it's really important to be efficient in what you're doing. Another way that's really convenient to flatten out inside the concrete step is basically just to seesaw the trowel, or I'm sorry, the float back and forth. That's also going to give you a flat surface. I always find that drier concrete is easier to flatten and to work with, especially on smaller projects like this. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is I'm just taking the float and running it along the very bottom of the steps. There's a little groove right there that I follow so that I know where the bottom of these steps are going to be, and to make sure that when I pull these forms off that the concrete's nice and smooth and flat. So yeah, in the next video you're going to see more of this this project being completed, and some of the different things that I do. Thanks a lot guys for watching, I really appreciate it. I've seen some pretty good growth in the YouTube channel. You know, feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Thanks for watching, and if you're looking for concrete within the Waterloo region, give me a shout at theartofconcrete.ca.